Hey everyone, hope you are all staying healthy and sane out there. My name is Ryan Raut. I'm a 2016 UW-Madison graduate. I'm currently in St. Louis, Missouri in my fifth year as a neuroscience PhD student at Washington University in St. Louis. And I had the great fortune of being a CAE academic mentor for 3 years, I believe. And I have some great memories from that. And Agul and Bob recently reached out to some of us to ask us if maybe we had some thoughts or reflections that you all may find useful in this trying time that we're finding ourselves in right now. And so, first and foremost, I just wanted to say, you know, if you guys are whatever you're doing to manage, and if you're keeping it together out there, just kudos to you and give yourselves a pat on the back because I definitely don't envy you going through what is already a rough time for everyone, college, and taking all these courses and such, given the current climate that we're in, and dealing with the practical challenges introduced by the virus and dealing with the current socio-political climate. There's so many distractions. So really kudos to you for pulling together through all of that. Uh, I guess I was just going to talk about two things really. The first one is extremely important, and just has to do with keeping your physical and mental health in check, in shape, I guess. And the other thing that I wanted to stress was the importance of just defining your goals and using that as a way to stay focused and also continuing to make progress during this time. So first off, I'm sure you've heard it a lot by now, but I just really can't stress enough how important it is during this time to uh, constantly just to prioritize your mental and physical health. And that I think is foundational to everything else. And if you have those in order, then it'll allow you to be successful in other areas of your life. But I think those are things to make your number one priority. And for me, this has been easiest by not basically just programming it into your daily routine. If you can find a daily routine that addresses both your mental health and physical health, whether that be incorporating things like meditation, yoga, developing an exercise routine, going for runs, weightlifting, that sort of thing, anything like that that you can do every day without even thinking about it. And then it doesn't become a question of making time for those things. It becomes a question of, once you've taken care of those, how do you make time for other things in your life. But I think those things should be automatic, and getting enough sleep, that's a huge thing for your health. Please make sure that you're doing those things and prioritizing those things, and taking care of yourselves out there. um, the other thing that I thought might be useful is just uh, building in some time, ideally every day, no matter how little time you have, um, to just really reflect on your goals and figuring out what is important to you. And I don't just mean career goals here, but personal goals, relationship goals, that sort of thing, whatever it is. But the reason I think it's so important to define those things is because, especially as I've had time to kind of reflect on my time in college and think about what I wish I had known, and going forward for me as well. There is no real objective measure of success. I think it's so important to figure out what's important to you and measure your own success in terms of those goals that you've set for yourself. Um, and so, as far as career goals go, um, definitely use those early years of college to just expose yourself to many different things. I, for one, I said I was doing a PhD in neuroscience. I entered undergraduate hating biology, actually. And I was able to I managed to keep somewhat of an open mind, and eventually found inspiration through a biology course I took, and somehow ended up doing a PhD in neuroscience. But that's just kind of a personal anecdote. Um, what I really want to get across is just uh, how much of a difference it made in my life finally finding something that I really wanted to do, and focusing on that and what I needed to do. And that was a goal, and it gave me a career trajectory that was very unique, very different from what other people had. And so it, it allowed me to stop focusing so much on, measuring, I guess, thinking about my success in terms of how other people are doing, because we're all running different races. So what if someone is, you feel like you're failing because other people are doing better than you in a certain course or something like that. And, especially during this time, it may be really easy to get discouraged about how you're doing in different areas of your life. But I think the best way to keep focus and to make sure that you are making progress in the ways that you want to make progress is by just thinking about, just taking some time to define your own personal goals. And those are going to change for sure, as you go on and find different things you're interested in or find different things that are important to you. But uh, to the best of your ability, figuring out what it is that you want to do and accomplish or work towards today, tomorrow, a week from now, months from now, by the end of college, and after that. All different time scales. Just thinking about what you need to do to accomplish the goals that you've set for yourself, and that's how you can track your progress. Is by asking reflecting: Have I worked towards this goal? Did I, accomplish the baby steps that I set for myself? Um, so I just can't stress enough how important it is to define your own goals, which are going to be different than the people around you, and you just need to focus on what's important to you. Um, I think that's really all I have to say here. I'm sure you guys have gotten a lot of great advice from others as well. But certainly feel free to reach out. I'm sure Egil and Bob will provide you with my email address. Um, And certainly, if you happen to be interested in neuroscience or doing a PhD in graduate school, or science, whatever it may be, something along those lines, feel free to reach out. And I'm happy to do whatever I can that may be useful uh, and chat with you, etc. But other than that, as I said earlier, please make sure you are taking care of yourself and staying healthy and staying sane out there. And best of luck.